Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we're testing out Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and I did it a little bit because there's a lot of misinformation actually about the VRAM and the path tracing. I read a lot that you can't run this game at all. It is unplayable. If you have less than X amount of VRAM, it is unplayable. And I don't really think that is absolutely true. Like, yeah, if you play it at the absolute max settings and turn on path tracing, then even with the 5090 in 4K, you cannot play this game with playable FPS. I consider 60 FPS playable. Anything below it, I would say no. Like, that is not my style of playing. I would not consider that playable, and yes, I know a lot of people consider it playable, but for me personally, I would not consider that playable, especially not in the time where now we're having high-end cards. Games should be above 60 FPS, so there is some truth in it that you cannot play this game if you want absolute max settings and the max path tracing, not even with frame generation times 4, even then, yeah, then you have more FPS, but that is not FPS that feels nice. So you might have like 80-90 FPS with frame generation times 4, but it feels like you're playing on like 20 FPS. So then what can we do? Well, really simple. We can turn down some settings and make this game actually really playable. I have some hours in this game and it is not really my type of game that I would play for fun. At least that is what I thought. But honestly, I've been playing this game a little bit between benchmarks. I have some hours in it and I could actually enjoy it. Like, normally I'm not a big fan of puzzle games and find out where to go. So yeah, I have maybe the baby settings on that I could see where I need to go with the yellow circle. But yeah, I'm not really a puzzle guy, and this makes the game really playable for me at least. So I guess those settings are for me. Um, yeah, so basically when you turn down a little bit of settings, the game is really playable, and you can even play it with path tracing. Just don't turn it all the way up. And yeah, I will show you some examples in a minute also. I didn't see anything change in the hair quality, honestly. I restarted the game. So yeah, I suggest just keeping it on low, I guess, because on high, medium or low, it seems to me it is just the same. So I don't know what's up with that. The global illumination, I suggest just keeping it on high if you're not using ray tracing, because it has just that extra feel to it. Um, I wish I put some recordings of other places instead of only here, but it does make a difference. So you lose a little bit of FPS, but it looks better. Ray tracing, I suggest, well, it's actually path tracing, just turn it off. Like, if you can run it, put it on medium at max. Don't turn on the ray reconstruction, because that one will eat all your FPS and you have like 5 FPS left. I don't know if it's a bug or anything, or because in Cyberpunk it worked a bit better, but in this game, the ray reconstruction, it is yeah, dropping my FPS to like 5, 4. I also have an example for it. It will show up somewhere. Yeah, actually here it is. Look, 5 FPS. And I have like 67 or 76 with normal FPS, with normal medium ray tracing. So yeah, I don't suggest it at all. And later on you will see some more ray tracing settings in the end. For shadows, there is actually a big difference. So I suggest keeping it on medium or high. High just looks a little bit sharper than medium, which is to be expected. So yeah, high or medium, whatever your PC can run, but it has an impact also in other areas I found. Not as huge as other games, but it definitely has some impact.
Don't usually make appointments.
Not just the break-in. I thought you'd given up on the fertility idol, Indiana.
Don't usually make appointments.
Not just the break-in. I thought you'd given up on the...
Don't usually make appointments.
Not just the break-in. I thought you'd given
Ray
up on
trace
the...
reflections, I don't suggest turning that on, it is just too heavy. I also don't suggest turning
Thieves don't usually
off
make
all
appointments.
reflections. I suggest putting it on like high,
Thieves don't
medium.
usually make
Yeah, I
appointments.
suggest just putting it on high, the reflections.
Thieves don't usually make
Yeah,
appointments.
it doesn't look the best. I mean, honestly, the
Thieves
ray
don't
traced
usually make
reflections
appointments.
looks the best, but yeah, you're
Thieves
gonna have
don't
like 40
usually make
FPS.
appointments.
Even with the quality mode DLSS,
Thieves
it
don't
goes to
usually
like
make
60. That is playable, but I like a little bit more than
Thieves don't
60, honestly,
usually
with
make
DLSS
appointments.
on in a game. Yeah, ray tracing,
Thieves
indirect
don't usually make
illuminations.
appointments.
Also, I would just turn it off. Yes, it looks
Thieves
a bit
don't
better,
usually make appointments.
but it's taking such a big performance hit, honestly. So I suggest just turning it off.
That piece came from this display cabinet.
Yeah, with all the upscalers, I have
That piece came from this display.
DLSS4. I swapped it with the nvidia app to the
That piece
preset
came from
K,
this display.
because in my opinion that looks, well, not the best, because native of course looks the best with DLAA. But I also want some performance, so I suggest putting on quality mode. The reason I choose this scene, because there is some moving objects, so you can actually see some ghosting, artifacting, if there was any. I didn't find a lot. I also checked in other locations and I didn't find a lot. I saw with FSR that it had some more input lag. It didn't feel that great, but still it is very usable. I play this with mouse and keyboard, but if you play this with controller, I don't think you would find any difference. For the visual quality of it, FSR just looked a bit blurry, so I suggest, if you have an NVIDIA card, to just putting it on DLSS Quality. And if you have AMD or Intel, then for sure I would say XeSS, because it looks better, it feels better. Maybe that has something to do because I don't have an AMD card, or the latest AMD card, so I can turn on FSR4. So I have to do it with the tools I have, and that is FSR3. And honestly, it didn't feel or look that great in this game. But yeah, that can also be very much personal preference. It is not my personal preference. And the same went for the performance mode. Like the FSR gave the most in performance, but it also looked the fuzziest and less sharp. And it just didn't feel nice with playing. In some games, like legit, FSR is like so good, but in some games not. Like here, for example, I have DLSS with no ray tracing on. It is DLSS DLAA actually. And with path tracing, it is just unplayable with DLAA. But as soon as if I turn on like quality modes on DLSS, the game became really playable. And yeah, textures is also a big thing. Like I don't suggest playing it on Supreme because it's taking that VRAM for sure. And as you can see, like from Ultra to like Supreme, so you have Ultra, very Ultra, and Ultra Supreme. it didn't change a lot, so just put it on like ultra or high. I suggest high actually, and you having a really great time of playing this game. Like, you don't have to put everything on the max, very max settings. That's not necessarily to play this game. Just play it at like normal settings and you're good. I actually made a optimized settings guide, which you will see right now. And there you can actually see I turned down a lot of settings, even with the RTX 5080. So yes, this game is not really optimized. So yeah, with this you can see like the settings and FPS. It's turned down a bit and you're having great FPS. The game looks amazing and you will have a fun time playing it. So if you guys liked the video, please subscribe, put a comment and like the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!